So I recently got my green card in the mail, and because I had to do a lot of research about immigration and about green cards in general, I thought it'd be interesting to make a video talking about the most important and noticeable misconceptions that people have about the green card and about immigrating into the United States. So I was able to write down 9 misconceptions that people have about the green card. Number 1, anyone who applies for a green card can get a green card.
This one is a favorite of anyone who is against immigration. The basic premise is that they are not against people immigrating into the US. It's just that they want them to do it legally. The first problem is that there are a limited number of openings when you apply for a green card. If you are a new immigrant, in other words, if you want to immigrate to the US, but you have no family that wants to sponsor you, and there is no company that needs your services, it will be very hard to get a green card. But that does not detract people from filing. In fact, the US created a lottery system called the Diversity Immigrant Visa. In a nutshell, this program makes available 50,000 permanent resident visas, otherwise known as green cards, to natives of countries deemed to have low rates of immigration to the US. So Nigeria and Mongolia are okay, while Mexico and Canada are not. There are other ways to get a green card if you didn't win the green card lottery, or if your country does not apply. The most common is green card through marriage. There are no limited openings to marriage green cards, so you can apply at any time. And if the marriage is a valid one, you should get a green card in less than a year. Another way of getting a green card is by being sponsored through a family member. However, unless it's through a marriage, there are an allotted number of openings. So if you have to take this route, you might have to wait a few years before your application can be processed. And finally, another popular way of getting a green card is by sponsorship of an American company. You must have a very important skill in order to qualify for this one. An American company has to prove that you have a skill which is difficult to find in an American citizen. However, it is not unlikely that USCIS will issue a temporary work permit instead of a green card. Each case is different.
Number 2, if you're married to an American citizen, you will automatically get a green card.
Getting married to an American citizen seems to be the easiest and fastest way to get a green card. However, you still have to prove that your marriage is in good faith. CIS inspectors look at certain key aspects of the relationship. Where and how was the wedding? Are both the same religion? Are there any children? Do they have assets in common? Do the families know about the union? If the CIS officer thinks that there may be foul play, he or she can place your application on hold, send it to review, or even reject it. Just because you're married to a US citizen does not guarantee a green card. You have to prove that it's a valid marriage. Also, if the marriage took place less than 2 years before the review of the application, a conditional green card is issued, which only lasts 2 years. When the green card expires, you have to prove once again that the marriage is still valid and in good standing.
Number 3, you need to hire a lawyer to get a green card.
Just like in any other instance in court, you don't need a lawyer, although it is highly recommended. Immigration law can be complicated, and it's always best to retain the services of someone that knows what he or she is doing. If you don't have the money to hire an attorney, or you think you have the skills to do it on your own, you can follow through pro se. If the case is an easy one, a lawyer will probably take it for somewhere around $5,000 flat fee. If you have a criminal history, or you have been deported from the US, the lawyer will most likely bill you by the hour.
Number 4, you have to pay for the forms to apply.
There are many filing fees in order to obtain the green card, but you don't have to pay for the forms. The forms are available online and are absolutely free. Many unscrupulous immigration help centers will try to charge you for the forms.
Number 5, a green card lasts forever.
It's funny how it's called a permanent residence, yet it expires at some point. For a green card through marriage, the first card is valid for 2 years, and after restrictions are lifted, it is valid for 10 years. You have to continue proving your marriage in order to keep getting a green card. If you don't follow through, you may be deported. And this takes us to number 6.
Once you get a green card, you cannot be deported.
Just because you have a green card, it does not mean you cannot be deported. Only US citizens are not deported. If you are found guilty of a felony, or sometimes even a misdemeanor, you can be sent back to your country of origin. And of course, you won't be able to apply for another green card.
Number 7, it's easy to get a green card.
Anyone who thinks it's easy to get a green card has probably never had to apply for one. Moreover, it takes quite a while to obtain it. Even the easiest cases take up more than 6 months to process.
Number 8, green card holders get to vote on elections.
Permanent residents cannot vote. Only US citizens are entitled to this right. End of story. And finally,
9, permanent residents can get on welfare.
Actually, this is not a misconception, but rather a misunderstanding. Illegal immigrants cannot apply for government benefits, at least legally. The government does a background check to see if the beneficiary is eligible to receive welfare or food stamps or any other benefit. In the case of green card holders, you are required to obtain sponsorship from a U.S. citizen. This sponsorship obligates the sponsor to provide economic assistance should the permanent resident apply for welfare. The sponsor has to prove income or assets well above and beyond the national poverty line in order to apply. And they have to agree to support the green card holder in case he or she gets on welfare. That is, the sponsor has to pay back the government for any assistance that the green card holder obtains.
So if you know any more misconceptions about the green card, feel free to write them down in the comments section. And that's it for now. Thanks for watching.